Here it is. Hayabusa. Always wanted to ride one of these, man. It's a monster. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it. Fortunately, I get to ride it like, you know, nowhere near its potential. It's okay though. Just want to take it for a little spin, get used to the controls a bit. It, you know, actually, for a big bike, it's, you know, it's not too bad. It's not, almost like a sport touring bike, sorta, kinda. You kind of lean down a whole lot. All right, let's fire this bad boy up, man. Look at the dash, dude. It's so wide. Woo, needle's moving fast. It's got a little computer in the front. We're in neutral. Fire it up. Oh, looks like we got to do the clutch. Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Kill switch is on. Let's see if we can fire it up. Nope. Still clutch. Okay, so you have to pull in the clutch to get it to run. This has like kind of 5 gauge clusters, or 5 different pieces to the gauge cluster. Anyways, that's why they call it a cluster, right? There's like so many stuff. There's so much stuff in front of me. Anyway, let's see how easy it is to push. Roger. I'm following the guy on the scooter. There he goes. This is a Suzuki Bergman. So I can almost heel foot this bike. It's not too tall. It's not too tall. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds. Oh man, it sounds muscular. Muscular. It's a muscle bike, man. 1300cc, dude. This used at one time. I remember. I think at one time this used to be the fastest motorcycle in the world. Fastest production motorcycle. Okay, so let's go over the gauge clusters since we're not going anywhere. There's on the left, you have these left and the right. You have these 2 small gauge clusters, and one is the fuel. One is the fuel. There we go. Man, so much torque. Love it. Man, it is very jerky throttle, man. You gotta be really easy with the throttle, man. Try to get some distance behind this this scooter here. Scoot, scoot. Man, it is pretty flickable. Surprisingly, for such a big bike, you know, it's comfortable too. I like it. Alright, here we are. When we get on the freeway, I'm about 5,000 RPM in second gear. Let's get on it a little bit. Alright, here we go. Woo! Come on, scooter guy, let's go! I'm riding like the fastest bike, and he's riding like the slowest one. Alright, in third gear. Man, I'm telling you, this bike is super comfortable to ride, you know? I don't know, man. This guy is not doing the stagger here. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna open it up. Alright, never mind. Oh yeah, damn it! Man! You know what? I just rode the Gixxer 750 and that was like super not the most comfortable bike in the world, but this feels like a sport touring bike, you know? It's pretty nice, I like it. I like it a whole lot. And we're doing like 60 miles an hour, I don't even notice it, you know? This has got that muscle engine, you know? 1300 cc's. Slowing down here. Alright, since we're slowing down, let's talk about the gauge cluster a bit. It goes up to 11,000 RPM. 11,000 is the red line. That is the one next to the fuel gauge. And then the next bigger gauge, well, okay, the left and the right small gauges are the fuel gauge and a thermometer and coolant temp. And then your the two ones in this kind of like, the two big ones is a tachometer, which goes to 11,000 RPM red line, and then it ends at 13,000. And then the other one is your speedometer. The speedometer goes to 190 miles an hour. Pretty fast. Can it get that fast? I believe it could. I believe it could. Like I said, this at one time was the fastest bike in the world. And then in the middle, the gauge cluster is the gear counter. It's a gear counter and a clock and a odometer. Yeah, I have to say, it feels like a sport touring bike. It's very comfortable, actually. It's not bad. I honestly, I think I could ride this all day. If I just kind of sat up a little bit, you could, and it's actually not hard to see the gauge cluster. So it's actually got good ergonomics. I like it. It feels good between your legs. The tank is a little big, it doesn't feel like the seat's pushing you into the tank or anything. It does feel pretty hot on it, though, I'll tell you that, man. I bet you this thing is it's trying to cook me, dude. It's trying to cook me. Boom, soaks up the bumps pretty good. Just went down a little bumpy thing. So it's got some little blinky lights, sort of, kind of. There's a blinkers, the left and the right blinker, and then this has a very interesting gauge cluster. I kind of like it. It's kind of like an airplane, sort of. It has so many gauges. It has a shift indicator. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use that. I doubt it. Probably going like 100 miles an hour already if you have to use it. It does soak up the bumps quite well, man. It's a big bike. Yeah, not bad at all. It has a high beam indicator. Plus, there's two buttons under the very center gauge cluster. There is a mode button. There's mode buttons on the handlebar on the right. I don't know what it does. It's hard to activate. Man, I gotta tell you, man, Suzuki, what the hell, dude? Oh, there's an A mode, A, C, and B mode. I don't really know what the differences are. Let's put in A mode, and I'll kind of whack the throttle. Okay. Let's put it on C mode. Oh, very soft, yeah. And then B is like kind of in between. So A, I know it goes like to the fastest, slowest, and then the kind of the middle of the road. So B mode is like, and actually, it's actually not bad. Well, B mode, let's try C mode. C mode, yeah, C mode is very smooth. So it kind of reminds me like on the FJ09 I rode. There's an A mode, standard, and B mode, and it's pretty much the same thing. A mode is your, most aggressive throttle setting, and then C mode is your like for the rain, type mode. But it's like the smoothest throttle response, and then B mode is like somewhere like in between, I like it. That's pretty much all the mode button does. It just changes the mode. So, but that's cool. You can go down too. So right now in A mode, I just I know, dude. I like this bike, it's comfy too, man. I could ride this all day. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of a sport touring bike, like a FJR 1300. It's got the same size engine. Engine is nice and muscular, doesn't feel stressed out at all, and it still revs to like 11,000. It's hard to get into neutral. Come on, scooter guy, catch up! You gotta catch up! Oh my god! Oh great, now this Pontiac got in front of us. Well, I guess I'll switch sides. Somehow I got in front of that guy, I don't know how. But yeah, so that's that's pretty much it. It's a simple muscle bike, man. Is what it is. It's a muscular sport bike. Very comfortable to ride. Comfortable seat. It's a comfortable seating position. I feel like I feel like my wrists aren't getting like smashed down under the bars. Yeah, I like it, man. And it's it feels like the good ergonomics. All you have to do is like step on the pedals, and it just turns already for you. I would think, with such a big bike, it would be hard to ride, but it's actually very easy to ride, I don't know how much MSRP goes for this. I will put a subtitle below. It's probably not cheap. But I do like it. It doesn't have like, all that sport touring creature comforts that other sport touring bikes have, but it kind of can double as a sport bike and a sport touring bike, great. Right lane ends, do not pass. Okay. But yeah, it's very comfortable just cruising around in it. Even just tucking down is very comfortable. It's like you're in the perfect position, like your elbows are on your knees, It feels very natural, At least it fits me very well. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds. The wind protection seems okay, I guess. It's definitely not the best, but you really got to get a good tuck going on. But hey, considering how fast this bike goes, I'm gonna get tucked down low for it. And we caught up. Very easy bike to ride. I'm surprised. This is the first time. I always wanted to ride one of these Hayabusas, because it's kind of like an iconic bike, It's very hard to get it in neutral. I don't know why. It's not just because it's a new bike or it's a demo bike. It has adjusters on the top of the triple clamp. I think it has it's fully adjustable suspension. It's got some pretty good suspension. It actually does soak up the bumps pretty good. It feels like it's plush, but it still feels pretty planted. Yeah, I like it. I like this bike a lot. I could live with this bike. Maybe, I don't know. It's heavy though. If you try to push it around, yeah, it is. Oh, I can't even pull it back. It's so heavy. I know, dude. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy bike, but it's low to the ground, so you can get some good, push on it. God, I would imagine it'd probably be a pain in the ass to pick this bike up if you ever dropped it, or ever, heaven forbid. I don't know why this guy is going right here. We're gonna get in front of the lead guy. Alright, well, we just follow this DRZ 400. It's a supermoto. He's gonna rail it around the corner. No, maybe. But yeah, I actually would kind of like to see how this. So we're going. I remember we're going on the freeway, then we're getting back off. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on. It feels nice going around the corner right now. Hey, open that thing up. Yeah, it's nice. I like this bike a whole lot. It has good riding ergonomics, It's kind of heavy. Honestly, don't know how it would do in the Twisties. You know, I would think it would do okay, you know. It's got good suspension. It's definitely a high quality piece of bike. Let's go ride it in B mode now. B mode, still pretty jerky. Wow, man, yeah, it's pretty jerky in B mode. Still jerky in B mode. I think you can change the mode. You can change the mode anytime you want too. You don't have to get off the throttle like some bikes. It's got like a big beefy engine too. Like it doesn't feel like, you know, it doesn't feel like you need to rev it hard, you know. It just sounds tough, you know. It's pretty easy to ride slow too. Man, what I really want to take this thing on Twisties, man. This looks like a fun bike to ride on the Twisties, dude, I'm telling you. It just has so much power, you know. Alright, let's put it on C mode. Cruising mode is what I'm going to call it. Cruising mode. It's still pretty jerky, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta really be careful with the throttle, man. Or else it just kind of jerks on you. But you don't have to, you can lug the engine, man. Watch this. I'll put it in 5th gear, man. Still got some pull in 5th gear, you know. I gotta roll on it pretty hard, but still got some get up and go in 5th gear, you know. Yeah, it's comfortable. You know, I can kind of feel it in my wrists. They're starting to hurt now, a little bit. See how much you can push it. Can I push it? Yeah, I can push it. You can actually push it if you need to. Pushing it forward is easier than pulling it backwards. I could not do it, you know. But we were on a hill though. So yeah, here's my thoughts on this bike. It is a little CRF there. It's a comfortable sport bike to ride, you know. It feels a lot more like a sport touring bike, you know, with a little more emphasis on sport, you know. It's comfortable to tuck, comfortable to sit, comfortable, you know. It's comfort. It's a big meaty bike, you know. I don't know what the gas mileage is on it. This thing must drink a lot of fuel when you get on the throttle. And just imagine like the insurance payments on it, because it's a 1300cc sport bike, you know. The gauge cluster is cool. I like it. You know, it's old school. Old school, simple. But it does have ride modes too. So you know, if you wanted to dial down the throttle when you're riding in the city, you can do that. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's cooking me a whole lot too, you know? Not like the Gixxer. I'm very surprised riding this bike. I thought, you know, I didn't think it would be this comfortable and fun to ride, you know? Like, would you put it up against a super sport bike, you know? It's kind of heavy, you know, but I think it's, you know, if you want a big bike, big, very powerful, very fast bike, this is a good one, man. Good one. And I don't know if you can put any kind of luggage on it or anything, but like I said, it feels like a sport touring bike. I would do some sport touring on it, you know, if you could put some kind of bags on it. Of course, you know, like it would kind of be goofy riding around with the Hayabusa with like luggages, but you could do it. It's you know, this bike actually surprises me a whole lot. I like it. Yeah. And I guess if you get tired of gripping the handlebars, you know, if your wrists are hurting, you can just lean on the tank. You do not want to ride this with dual sport helmet though. My visor, the visor is hitting the sun visor, Just hitting the windscreen on my dual sport helmet. Whew, it's a little bit warm here. This first gear there, man. Yeah, you know, I like this bike. I like it a lot, dude. And, you know, it doesn't feel like it's crazy fast or anything. It's cool, man. I wonder what these, so let's see what these buttons do. This is your trip meter. Trip meter and odometer. So that's basically what that is. Adjust probably just turns it off, you know, resets it. That's about it. As it passes, it's pretty much got normal motorcycle controls, with the exception of the mode buttons here. Shift up pretty easily without using the clutch. I don't know if it has a quick shifter or anything. It may have a quick shifter. Oh, the gear just disappeared. The clutch is kind of heavy. I give it that. It's a little bit on the heavy side. And it does have adjustable clutch and brake levers. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this bike. You know, it's a super fast, big sport bike that you can, you know, it's comfortable to ride. You can do sport touring on it, you know. And you know, it's kind of like an iconic sport bike. You know, it's like I said, it's one. I wanted to, at some point was one of the fastest production sport bikes. World's fastest production sport bike. Pretty cool. Engine sounds nice. Yeah, the exhaust is not too loud. I like it. Yeah, it's a big meter bike though. It's kind of hard to push, but surprisingly it was easy to ride. I can heel foot it almost. I'm flat footing it, as you can see. And it's a fast looking bike, man. Just look at it. It's like a rocket ship. Oh, shit. Yeah, man, look at it. It's nice. I like it. HadesOmega gives his thumbs up. I wonder what this is like. Can you take this off and put stuff in it? I don't really know. It looks like it's got straps here to strap things with it though. Cool. HadesOmega.